A new poll finds that more than a third of parents now say they oppose requiring children in public schools to get some childhood vaccines, a number that is up from 2019.
Some blame the constant controversies around the COVID-19 vaccine or growing distrust of public health authorities. I sat down with local health experts right here in central New York to see if parents here are raising the same concerns. Questioning a new vaccine is something public health experts are used to. The COVID-19 pandemic is not the first time there has been widespread controversy surrounding vaccination.
So this is not a new thing. It may seem like a new one. However, vaccine hesitancy is not new. It started in 18th century where we started requiring smallpox vaccine.
Upstate Hospital's Dr. Yana Shah says although there is not much data locally that shows a correlation between other vaccination rates declining, she says that COVID vaccination hesitancy and policies may have discouraged more optimistic parents.
That fueled parental hesitancy when it comes to COVID-19 vaccines and might have spurred concerns over other routine childhood vaccines. So my recommendation, please talk to your provider.
Although a large majority of parents say the benefits of vaccines outweigh the risks, new Onondaga County Health Commissioner Dr. Katie Anderson says from a public health perspective, she sees this as an uphill battle she knows her department will face.
You're touching on one of the things that I think is going to be one of the biggest challenges for our health department, and an area where we need to have some improvement is helping people in our community wade through all of the information that is out there, which includes misinformation and even disinformation.
Anderson, too, reminds people childhood vaccines are one of the greatest triumphs in the last 100 years.
People forget, and I think that's often the case with public health, is our successes are often silent, including the benefits that come from vaccines, and people don't appreciate it.
As of right now, all 50 states and Washington, D.C. require vaccines for certain diseases for children who attend public schools, with exemptions allowed under certain circumstances.
Good morning. We're joined today by Lieutenant Malinowski with the Syracuse Police Department. Lieutenant Malinowski, thank you so much for being here.
Good morning. Happy to be here as always.
So this is the first time we're talking in 2023. What were the biggest challenges last year for SPD, and what are the takeaways and goals of the department this year?
Love that question. Yeah, we're going to be really focused going into 2023. We're still seeing a huge increase in our property crime, so that's something we're going to be addressing. Obviously, with stolen vehicles, telling people to lock their doors, make sure they're taking the keys from the car. Also, obviously, on gun crime. Even though the homicides were down, we still saw more people shot when compared to the year before. So we're going to continue with those efforts, with ShotSpotter, our cameras, and our intelligence section, but try to reduce gun crime overall. Would be one of our goals. Then obviously recruitment, just like all the other law enforcement agencies across the country, it's hard to find people. So we're going to really focus those efforts. I have a program at the end here we can talk about that's going to help us with that. And obviously our community engagement, keeping that up, getting out in the community, meeting people, building those relationships. That's going to be probably our three main goals for the year.
All great goals for 2023. So earlier this week, we saw a standoff where SPD issued a public safety alert. Would you tell the community a little bit more about what they can do if they're at or around the area where something like that is taking place?
Yeah, I love that question. We've seen a couple of these kind of standoff situations happen recently. It seems to go in waves, different types of trends. So this could happen in any neighborhood. So say you find yourself, you're sitting comfortably, in your home or in your front yard, and you see your neighbor's house is getting surrounded by police vehicles, or you see SWAT getting involved. One of those situations, the best thing you're going to be able to do, go inside your house, get away from doors and windows, and just try to hide in the center of the house. When we have something like that, we'll typically do a 911 reverse call. So you'll get a call from 911 letting you know what's going on, whether you're sheltering in place or we're going to ask you to leave your house. So listen for that message. But another thing you can do, if you follow us on our social media pages, which we always say on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, we put out these public safety alerts. So you can get it right to your phone and see what's actually going on, and we can communicate with you. So really, we advise people to follow those pages so you can get up-to-date information relatively quick. Just real quick, not to ramble on, but this last case we had over on Short, we want to thank the community because people sheltered in place when we asked them to, and we asked them to avoid the area, and people did that as well, and it led to a successful arrest. So we want to say thank you for that.
Definitely. And then lastly, you mentioned it a little bit earlier, trying to get more people into the department. Would you tell us a little bit about the cadet program?
Yeah, so we have a cadet program that we're pushing out to the community. So it's intended for 18 to 34-year-olds. It's a one-year program. It's not entering the police academy to become a police officer, but it's more of a program that gives you kind of a taste of what being a police officer is. You get to go through physical training. You get to learn about the penal law, some of our procedures. But it's really to kind of engage with our youth when they graduate high school and fill that gap so they can take the civil service test, because we tend to lose a lot of people between that 18 to 19 and a half, 20, and we don't want them to do something bad that will lock them out of this career. So it's really trying to be a positive influence in their life and gain interest in law enforcement. So we're excited about the program, and we have the flyer here, so if anyone wants to reach out, that'd be great. We're trying to fill those spots.
Alrighty, well, Lieutenant Malinowski, thank you so much for joining me here this morning.